How's it going, guys? aRenG Life here, and today I'm finally covering the new box. It was leaked, I guess. Sorry about not uploading it earlier. I ended up passing out for like a day and a half. It was weird. I think I'm dying, but death ain't gonna stop me from covering this new archetype and all this new stuff that's coming out in this new box. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the best cards in Curse of Dread. First off, we got that Vendread Slayer over here, who is your main box card, your flagship box monster. He is pretty cool. I think his natural effect is not that great, but what makes Vendread monsters really good is the effects that you get from tributing some other cards, like other Vendread monsters, like these guys. So that can make these guys really spicy. But let's go ahead and read this guy's effect. It says you can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell once per battle. If this card battles an opponent's monster during the damage calc quick effect, you can banish one zombie monster from your graveyard, and this card gains 300 attack. If this ritual summon card is sent to the grave, you can add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use the effect of Vendread Slayer once per turn. So the benefit is basically this guy can become a little bit stronger. He can become, what, 2700 if you banish a zombie? That's okay, I guess. It's not really a very great effect, but he is going to get some really good effects from his other compatriot monsters. But he also has that ability that if you ritual summon him and he dies, he's basically able to send a Vendread monster to the grave, and you're able to pretty much add a ritual spell to your hand. Now, the beauty of that is, I believe the Vendread or whatever origin, the ritual spells are able to ritual summon from the grave, I believe. So let's go ahead and check this one out. It says this card can be used to ritual summon any Vendread or ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. So bam, Slayer basically sets you up for another ritual summon next turn. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it says you must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish zombie monsters from your graveyard. Pretty nice right there. Whose total levels equal or exceed the level of ritual monsters you ritual summon. So basically, the levels don't have to match, which is awesome. So that's a pretty cool card right there. And it says, if Vendread Slayers you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead, which is pretty cool because it basically acts like a Neos fusion. So this card looks like it has some potential. So you can basically use this to protect your Slayer, kind of like a Neos fusion or a Brave Neos. So that's pretty neat right there. And also this guy can do his thing with like banishing zombies and so on and so forth. Now I'm still looking into what kind of synergy would be best, what kind of zombies really like to be banished, and so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll look into that in the future. Next up, we got a Plaguespreader zombie, dude. One of my favorite tuners. He's one of my favorite zombie tuners, at least, because I made a whole deck for this guy in the TCG, and it was amazing. I'm still waiting for us to get, what was his name, Beals? The Beals of the Dark Dragons, or whatever his name eventually got translated into. That card is straight up amazing, and this card made the deck pretty much pop off. But yeah, Plaguespreader is pretty cool because it says if this card is in your graveyard, you can place one card from your hand on top of the deck and special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So the beauty is Plaguespreader Zombie is a monster that, or a tuner that can be special summoned from your grave by putting a card back on top of the deck. So bam, that can happen. There's also a lot of other, or at least in the TCG, there was cards that can just bring him out as well. And then you can go for some easy level like 8 synchros. It's kind of insane. Level 6, level 8 synchros. But yeah, so Plaguespreader Zombie is pretty cool. I really like this card. Next up, we got Glow Up Bloom over here. Alright, so all these cards look pretty creepy. It's like we're almost celebrating Halloween, even though Halloween ain't here. But yeah, this one's basically, it's not Glow Up Bulb, it is Glow Up Bloom. It's a zombie tuner. It says if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your hand, or if Zombie World is in the field, you can special summon it from the deck instead. Pretty nice, pretty cool. But yeah, so it also in either case, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except zombies. So you can only use the effect of this thing once per turn. So basically it works only in a zombie deck. If you send this to the grave, like for example, potentially with like a Neos fusion, you send it away, or obviously with like the Vendread and all their shenanigans, send it away, you can add a level 5 or higher zombie monster to your hand. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. That sounds like it's a pretty interesting combo right there. Because especially in Vendreads, you get to pretty much add materials for the tributes, for the rituals. So these are the URs. These are the best cards. We're gonna go into the SRs and we're gonna see what kind of synergy this box is giving us. So yeah, Beast King Barbaros is finally coming to the game. I think this card is pretty cool. I really like this card in like a skill drain kind of deck where you negate his effect and you make him just immortal. Just make him a huge beast. But he does have a pretty good effect, by the way. It says you can normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack of 1900. So right off the bat, it's kind of like my Fuselage Dragon. I really like that card. That card's a lot of fun. And this card is like, I guess, slightly better. It's a little bit better because if his effect's negated, he's a 3000 boy, dude. Also, he comes out at 1900, so he's kind of like a Gaia. That one charging Gaia, whatever his name is, dude. The one that you can normal summon, he's level 7. But this guy's a level 8. And I think that's pretty nice. He is a Beast Warrior, so that's pretty cool. He also has another ability that says, you can tribute 3 monsters to tribute summon, but not set this card. If summoned this way, destroy all cards your opponent controls. That's an insane ability. If you run this card in a deck where you just kind of like spam out monsters or something like that, just destroy all their stuff. He literally Black Roses your whole opponent's field and not yours. So that's insane. And at that time, he's a 3000 beater, so holy crap. But yeah, Beast King Barbaros, pretty awesome card, really cool. I don't know, I really want to be able to actually mess around with this guy, especially because we got in the game now, and I mean, sure, he's all right. But yeah, this guy's kind of like the main one. Next up, we got Red Eyes, a Zombie Necro Dragon, generic level 7 Zombie Synchro. It looks okay. It's 2400, but let's go ahead and read his effect. Gains 100 attack and defense for each zombie monster on the field and in the graveyards. That's important. So if you make all your opponent's stuff in the grave zombies, you could potentially make this thing huge, which is pretty cool. When another zombie monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 zombie monster from your either graveyard to your field. So basically, it's when another zombie monster is destroyed by battle in general. So it could be one of yours, it could be one of your opponents. You can special summon a zombie monster, any zombie, not even that monster, from the graveyard to the field. So that's pretty cool right there. It can pretty much revive other zombies. You can only use the effect of Red Eyes, a Zombie Necro Dragon, once per turn. I mean, so basically what you got here is a generic synchro, but you're probably just going to run it in zombies, to be 100% fair. It has no synergy in any other decks. So you basically run it in a zombie deck. You have a monster that can become really strong depending on how many zombies are in the grave, depending on if you're running like Zombie World to make everything else zombies. But yeah, so this guy can be pretty strong. Also, when you destroy a zombie, or when a zombie gets destroyed by battle, you get to free revival, and that thing has no limitations because it doesn't revive it in defense or anything, so you can actually attack with that card as well. So depending on what you got in the grave, this card could be really good. But as a general, like a generic synchro, probably not that great. But in a zombie deck, oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty good option. Next up, we got Vendread Revenants over here. This is one of the ones I was talking about. Basically, we got Revenants over here. Its effect is level 4 zombie, blah, blah, blah. If this card in your possession is destroyed by opponent's card, by battle or a card effect, and sent to the grave, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So, not bad. You can pretty much just bring it right back and then banish it when it leaves the field. Kind of like the same as a Plaguespreader zombie, actually. A Vendread monster ritual summoned using this card on the field gains this effect. You can only use the preceding effect of this guy once per turn. So basically, you're only able to use this effect once per turn, and the effect that you would get for your Vendread boss monster would be once per turn, quick effect. You can target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls and banish it. That is an OP effect. That's actually pretty strong. The only thing is that sucks is that you have to target. That's the only thing that sucks. But yeah, this card looks pretty awesome. Imagine getting your Slayer out, tributing away Revenants or something, and then just going ham, dude. Getting the ability to banish all your opponent's special summon monsters. That could be pretty awesome. It is a once per turn effect, so even if you do give it to Slayer, that is the thing. I have not played Vendreads in the past, but I hear they can be really good if you have a certain build for them. But in TCG, I heard they weren't really doing anything too great. But I don't know. I have friends who straight up tell me that they're amazing. I don't know why. But whatever. Next up, we got Zombina. Zombina over here is a pretty much... isn't she just kind of like a Mother Grizzly? I think she's like a Mother Grizzly, but she revives from the grave. So that's pretty much all she does. It's if this card is in the owner possession, is destroyed by an opponent's card, battle, or card effect, you can target 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, except Zombina, and special summon it. The beauty is that it says a level 4 or lower monster. It doesn't have to be a zombie. That's the beauty of it. That's why this card is pretty interesting. So you can bring back any level 4 or lower. So you can use this to bring back like a Plaguespreader zombie or something. You can literally use it to bring this guy back. So that's pretty decent. That's pretty interesting. I kind of like this card. But yeah, that's pretty much all she does. Pretty interesting though. Next up, we got Murdragon over here of the Swamp. Murdragon of the Swamp. It's a worm fusion, 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types. I don't even know what that is. Opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute at this card with card effects. Once per turn, a quick effect, you can declare 1 attribute. This card becomes that attribute. So basically, you can become any attribute, then monsters of that attribute cannot be targeted. Pretty cool. Not bad, but it's not that strong. It's 1900. So, I mean, it looks like an interesting card, but I don't know. I don't know how we're going to be using this thing. I really want to see if anybody's got any creative ideas for this guy. Moving on. Next one, we got Pyramid Turtle, dude. Finally, we have that Pyramid Turtle. Dude, Pyramid Turtle is one of the cards that we've been missing for the longest time. I'm pretty sure this card basically said when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can special summon 1 zombie-type monster with 2,000 or less defense from your deck. That's insane, because that's like almost every zombie. That's kind of crazy, actually, when you think about it. Because Pyramid Turtle can be used to bring out another Pyramid Turtle. It can be used to bring out Zombina. Who's Zombina? Think about it. 1 monster, 1 level 4 monster. Dude, you can go in like a instant lock or something by going Zombina and Pyramid Turtle. Pyramid Turtle will bring back her. She brings back him, and then he brings out another one. And you just keep doing it. So 3 and 3 could be pretty interesting of these two. But yeah, they are SRs though, so keep that in mind. But yeah, Pyramid Turtle looks pretty cool. I mean, the ability to just special summon stuff from the deck, like your remnants and stuff like that, can be really, really good. But yeah, Pyramid Turtle is just a really, really cool card. I really like it. I'm glad we're finally getting it in the game, even though I feel like it might be a bit late because these cards were really good back when Duel Links first started. Now it's kind of slow. But whatever. The Fabled Unicorn is the next card we're looking at. So it needs a Fable Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So cool. While you and your opponent have the same number of cards in your hand, negate spell and trap and monster effects. Oh my goodness. Activated by your opponent and destroy them. That's pretty insane, but the whole thing is you have to have the same amount of cards in your hand as your opponent. Usually you're going to want to have a low amount of cards, maybe a 1 or a 2, so you can play Fables how they want to play, but I don't know. So this card looks really, really interesting. I really want to see somebody like just completely lock up with this. I've thought up a few combos with this, or plays, when you have this thing on the field and your opponent has like, I don't know, you have like 2 cards in your hand, your opponent's got 3, activate like a Jar of Greed and you just instantly negate their stuff. That could be really, really insane. Just match their cards or something, or have a card that can let you discard, have a card that can let you draw. Oh my goodness, that can be really, really fun to do. I really want to make a deck with that. Fabled Unicorn looks pretty fun. But whatever, that's some Fabled support. Next up, we got more Fabled support. The Fabled Cat Sith over here. I actually really like this card because this reminds me of a kind of a Dark World Grapha. One day we'll get Grapha, dude. This box would have honestly been the perfect box to get Grapha. I mean, to be fair, he would be a UR, but if he would have been an SR, that would be pretty cool because every other Dark World card is a UR. So yeah, if Konami would have been a bro and just kind of gave it to us at a cheaper price at SR, then that would have been pretty cool. But yeah, that ain't coming out anytime soon. I don't think so. But Fabled Kate Sith over here, if you discard this card, you can destroy a face-up card on the field. That's just amazing. I really like that ability. I just really like it. It's pretty cool. So now you can have discard fodder that can like completely wreck your opponent's field, and now you can OTK much easier in Fabled using like Tricky, Snipe Hunter, bunch of other stuff. So oh my goodness, so it is kind of crazy. So I really like this card. It's awesome. Next up, we're looking at Viper's Rebirth. Viper's Rebirth is pretty much, I think it just revives a reptile monster from the grave. I mean, if all your monsters are reptiles, that's all right. That's cool, I guess. But it dies at the end phase. I don't know. I still have to see what kind of reptile monsters you can work with, because I know it'll work with like aliens maybe, implying that you don't synchro. If you synchro, you're screwed because you might have a non-reptile monster in the grave, and this card becomes unusable. So that's what I'm saying. So this card could be really, really good. I don't know. Who's a reptile, dude? Who is a reptile? I know worms, like all the worm archetype, they're all reptiles. This could be pretty cool. I don't know, man. I don't know. But there's a lot of options right there. And then this is the card I already talked about, Vendread Origin, which just looks awesome. But whatever. So that's all the SRs, and now we're going to be talking about some select rares and stuff that I think are really, really good. For example, I really like Vendread Horde. Basically, it does the same thing as the Revenants, but once per turn, you can target one spell and trap your opponent controls and banish it. That's awesome, dude. That basically works like a Galaxy Cyclone, I think. I think that's the one you pay 1,000 and you banish. That is pretty much just like that. It's also a quick effect, so you can use it on your opponent's turn. Holy crap, dude. That's insane. So I really, really like that. So if you give this to one of your Vendread boss monsters. By the way, we got more Vendread monsters. We got like Battle Lord. We got Executor over here, who I think is like their boss. I have not read this guy, but let's go ahead and check this guy out because he's got 3,000 attack on this boy. It's the strongest Vendread monster. So you can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell, of course. This card named becomes Slayer. Okay, cool. While on the field, when this ritual summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects except this card. Okay, interesting. If this ritual summon card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you can add one Vendread card from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of this guy. So I think most Vendread monsters have pretty similar effects. They have one effect that's unique to them, like Vendread Slayer has the ability to like banish things to power up quick effect. This thing has the ability to basically stop targeting on everything except itself, and they all have the ability to add either a Vendread ritual spell, a monster, a card. So that's kind of cool right there. So, but he's a 3,000 boy. Also, he is a Slayer, so he has synergy with Origin because that's how that works. So that's pretty cool. We also got like Battle Lord over here, who I think is the one that you can call an attribute, or no, not attribute, a monster spell or trap, and then they can't activate that, which is pretty cool. And then if this one's sent to the grave, you can add a ritual monster from the deck to your hand. And if you do, send one Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is also really cool because you add one to your hand, you send one to the grave, you basically get materials for another ritual summon. Which is pretty cool because you can add a level 6 or a level 7 to your hand, send a level 8 to the grave, and bam, you can do some shenanigans. Pretty cool right there. I kind of like it. We also got the new like Plaguespreader zombie synchros, who don't look too great, but I mean they're here. They're here, they're there. But yeah, when this card special summon, you can target one zombie monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon that target to your side of the field, face up attack position, and destroy when it leaves the field. I mean, cool, I guess. Doom Kaiser Dragon, 2400 beater. You're probably gonna need Zombie World, to be honest with this. Because your opponent needs to be playing zombies for this to happen, so I don't know. We got Revived King Hades over here, who negate the effect of effect monsters destroyed by battle with zombie type monster you control. Pretty much all it is, but you need to have a Plaguespreader zombie and one or more non-tuners zombie monsters, so it's got to be a zombie specific thing. We have more boss monsters like Fable Leviathan over here, who's pretty cool. Level 10. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the grave, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in the grave, add them to your hand. That's the only effect of this thing, but if you really think about it, that could be really, really good because it can help you set up for next turn, which is pretty awesome right there, if I do say so myself. We are also getting Venom Naga, the deity of Poison Snake. She is like this win condition card that was in the TCG for a long time and was complete trash. But I don't know, maybe in Duel Links it can be playable. I'm not sure though, probably not. But yeah, this one basically says it's got to be summoned with Rise of the Snake Deity, which is the trap that's down here, I think. Yeah, you've got to be summoned with this, and this can only be used if you lose Phenomenon. And this card cannot be special summoned by the effect by a monster effect. Is unaffected, so you probably have to tribute this thing out. It's a level 8, so you gotta tribute this thing out. I mean, that's not too hard because I know a lot of Venom monsters, whatever, have the ability to get like 2 tuners on the field, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, so you can summon this thing, then use this thing to summon her. I forget what she does, but she's just not that great. This card gains 500 attack for each reptile monster in your graveyard, so she can become, I guess, a little bit stronger because you have a lot of cards that can send reptiles to the grave. So yeah, this card cannot be targeted or unaffected by spell and effects. Spell and trap effects affect the monsters, blah blah. So you basically can't target her. She's unaffected by everything. She's kind of like a god. She gains attack depending on what's in the grave. So she can become like a 3,000, 4,000 attack boss monster who cannot be targeted. But the thing is, you're in that case, just use her to beat down. Just use her to wreck your opponent. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can banish one other reptile monster from the grave with special summon this card. Pretty cool. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, place 1 Hyper Venom counter on it. When you get 3 Hyper Venom counters, you win the duel. I don't think you're going to be using that, to be honest. If you can make this thing like 4,000 attack, then you just beat down with Venom Naga, dude. She can banish a thing, she'll lose 500 attack, and she can come back onto the field, so I don't know. And that's only when she's destroyed by battle, I believe, because she can't be targeted. You can't really do anything to her. So yeah, I think she could be pretty interesting, but she's really hard to summon, dude. She's really hard to summon. But whatever, that's pretty much that. There's a lot of really interesting cards in this set, like a lot of Vendread cards and Scape Ghosts and so on and so forth. There's a lot of really cool cards, but I don't have time to go over all of them. But yeah, let me know what you guys are hyped for, what you guys are excited for from this new set. I really want to get my hands on them Vendread monsters and start messing with them. I really want Plaguespreader just because of future combos. I just want to have them for the future, so when we do get the cards that I want, oh, then we're gonna do some stuff right there. But yeah, let me know what you guys are hyped about in this set, or if you're hyped at all, or if you want to just say Happy Halloween ahead of time, dude. But whatever, that's pretty much that. And if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more dueling shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day, and see you guys.